I represent in this parliament. I believe we should not be selfish in the essence that we should give them their due. And their due and their views were captured in 2020 draft. That is what I mean. That being the case, if that draft has been presented before parliamentarians, I think we should uphold that, but not to go and exchange that with a view primarily made to advance and validate a political, agenda of any chief political actor in this country. We cannot do that. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the clear comparison about 2020 draft, we will say this represents the people, because the constitutional provision, the commission that was established, it was established by the lawmakers here, and they went around, sound the opinion of Gambian people as to how they should be governed, and that has been reduced to a write-up and called 2020 draft. But looking at 2024 draft, where does it come from? Because primarily we were concentrating on salient issues that are termed to be contentious issues. The reason why 2020 was rejected, parliamentarians here, we met at a function. We were discussing about that. It's about 15 points, 15 clauses or so. We wanted to build a consensus on those issues so that when the draft is presented back to the parliament, we'll compromise. As some of us, we all know, there is no perfect document. But we cannot be talking about that, having meetings about that, having workshops on that, and all of a sudden, we have seen another constitution that has been gazetted, which has fundamental change everything in the old 2020 draft. Have respect for parliamentarians, dialogue with them, and tell them this is what we intend to do. But you cannot waste our time with good luck, Jonathan. You cannot waste our time with other, eminent persons. Take us at the hotels. Tell us, let's build a consensus on the issues that are resultant of the rejection of that constitution. We have a unanimous agreement on that, then it will be reintroduced, and we will see what to do. And to be honest, all the opposition MPs are ready for dialogue, because this is our country. We all agreed, we effected change in 2016 because we believe the constitution has gone so many changes. It can only advance dictatorship in this country. Now, if you change that, even provision or clauses that are meant to, advance and uphold, promote transparency and accountability, we are all removed. Let's come to leadership and, integrity. Chapter 5 of the draft, that has been included in the 2020 draft because the citizen, people of this country, felt that their leaders should be accountable. Their leaders should be people with impeccable characters. Their leaders should be at their best behaviors. That is their view. That is what they want. But you say no. You can be a leader and act anyhow, bring public embarrassment any time, and you cannot be accounted for it. My friend, when we are ready to lead, we should lead with integrity. When you are ready to lead, you should lead having this at the back of your mind that accountability should be your second name. If you don't want to abide by with those principles, go and sit down. Then public office is not for you. And when you come, a very progressive provisions in 2020 draft, that the citizens of this country said, we want our ministers to be accountable. We want our ministers to be confirmed when they are to be, take up that important positions of our country. We want National Assembly members to be involved in the appointment of ministers. How? The president, of course, is the executive head of the state. He will nominate. The minister will come and appear before us here, so that Gambian people will know who is the Minister of Justice, what are his capabilities, his qualification, his wherewithals to advance the justice system of this country. You say no. Who is the Minister of Interior, Internal Security? His character, whether is not an issue. All these things will be a question before this parliament here. And every sector in this country have their representative in this house. You want to deny us with that opportunity? You want to deny Gambian people to know who should be their, Minister of Interior? Of course they should know. So, the same provision in the 2020 draft is talking about at least a high school graduate. Tertiary institution qualification should be with somebody who's to be appointed as a minister. But in comparison with this one, they are saying even a high school graduate, secondary school leaver. My friend is there. My friend, if you want to be a head or a minister of the whole ministry, at least you should be in a position to know something about that ministry. Your qualification, you must have a key competence in that ministry, so that your subordinate will not see you as someone who is just a carryover. There are so many things we have to talk about. If you look at the current book, I will not call it a draft. The current book, if you look at it, it virtually, review the 2020 People's Draft. On that note, I will repeat, if you want to be a leader, be a selfless leader. Don't be a selfish leader. On that few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I submit.